And now we're ready to go to the past. Go to 1931.
Marty! Where you been, son? And what are you doing in that getup?
You can choose any of these. It doesn't matter. I'm going to choose this one.
It's my uniform. Didn't I tell you? I got a job.
At the Model T factory?
Yeah. No.
Never mind, you don't have to explain. I'm sure whatever it is you're up to, you know what you're doing, right?
I hope so.
Hey, sometimes you gotta go out on a limb for the ones you love, right? Wish my dad had understood that. You won't stay away too long.
You'll barely know I was gone. You ready to go, Einstein?
Here we go. We're going to go time travel for first time in the game. Turn time circuits
Time
on.
circuits?
On. Flux capacitor. Fluxing. Alright.
Okay, if Doc's gonna get killed on June 14th, 1931, I'll just show up the day before and get him out. I hope you know what you're doing, Doc.
Here we go. I remember my first time playing this. Seeing the DeLorean time travel. With the music building up. Seeing the, hearing the classic Back to the Future music. And I'm like, yeah! We're about to time travel. This is gonna be awesome. Da-da-da! Dun 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 dun. Sorry, I can't resist. I just love this music. They really knew what they were doing when they made this game. It really feels like a continuation, a true continuation to Back to the Future. Now we're in 1931. If you remember from the other movies, he always hit his car beyond a billboard. Or at least in the first two, when he was in 1955. Both times they went to 1955, they hit the car beyond a billboard. Another bit of foreshadowing on that billboard there, Car of the Future. Alright. I might cut out some of those loading screens. At least ones that I'm not talking during.
Einstein.
On my, when I actually edit this to upload to YouTube. I do worry about some of the music that plays, in this game, that I might get copyright struck for that. But hopefully that won't happen. Hopefully I'm talking over it enough that it drowns it out, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, we're in the 1930s. We didn't get to see this era in the movies at all. I would love to see like a live-action Back to the Future like this, but it's not going to happen since the actors are old now. It would be pretty much impossible.
Young man! Excuse me, young man!
Who? Me?
You're the only man in the street, and I'm looking for a man-in-the-street reaction. Naturally, you know about the explosion that destroyed this illegal gin establishment.
Yep.
I read about it, yeah.
What's your
We read
opinion of
about it,
Carl
like,
Sagan, the stranger who
how many years ago
single-handedly did
now?
what the law has been unable to do for 10 long years, namely, rid Hill Valley
We read
of
about
the
it 70
scourge of
years
liquor.
in the future.
How'd Doc get himself into...
Doc?
Doc is his nickname. I'm good friends with Carl.
You are? Really? Oh, but I need an unbiased opinion for my story. Pretend you don't know him. How would you feel about his heroic act of destruction?
Well, I'm not so big on bomb blasts.
Yes, but this bomb blasted a speakeasy, the very symbol of lawlessness and corruption. You're all for cleaning up the town, aren't you? Do you have a message for the vicious gangsters who still roam these streets? No doubt plotting to corrupt our citizens with another den of booze, sin, and debauchery.
No, not really.
That's the spirit. Destroy them with indifference. If we refuse to patronize
She's
their
just like...
establishments and glorify their wicked exploits, they'll soon be exposed
She's
for the pathetic
definition of
wretches they are.
extremist.
May I get your name?
Yeah, it's...
You can select any of these. Doesn't really matter. These are all references to movies. And sometimes the game will glitch, so, like, they'll call you the wrong name later in the game from the one that you selected, but... because that's one of the bugs in the game. One of the most egregious ones, I think. I'm gonna go with this one, Michael Corleone. If you know what movie that's from, then, a big, bonus point for you. Triple bonus point, quadruple bonus, I don't know. If you know what that's from, but I'm selecting this one.
Michael Corleone.
Thank you for sharing your candid opinions, Mr. Corleone. Edna Strickland, Hill Valley Herald.
But yeah, that's young Edna Strickland, the,
I met you back.
lady that
I'm familiar with your work.
the old
You might
lady
call
from
them.
1986 that we
I know
read the
it's just an
newspapers
etiquette
from.
problem, but I believe it'll lead to bigger and better... Oh!
Einstein, no. Down, boy.
Is this wretched creature yours? He assaulted me once before.
What's got into you?
Aggressive dogs must be kept on leash at all times. It's the law. Look it up.
Doc. I gotta find Doc.
But yeah, he'll be in jail, so... we gotta head over there. And the controls, like I said, are really wonky. And this is the first time in the game we'll be doing, like, a crap load of walking. So, yeah, get used to that. But anyway, we'll go over here and click on the little window.
Doc.
Marty,
Doc.
what are you doing here?
You sent for me, Doc.
I did? When?
May 14th, 1986.
1980? The automatic retrieval system, of course. I'd almost forgotten about that.
So what's our plan for getting you out of here?
Plan? We don't need a plan.
We don't.
Not in the slightest. The police picked me up for that speakeasy fire a couple of weeks ago, but the DA hasn't got a case. They're releasing me tomorrow morning.
So basically, I traveled 50 years into the past to deliver your car?
Sorry about that, but it's so wonderful to see you. We have a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, you might want to hold off on that, Doc.
Look at that.
Great Scott! I'm going to be gunned down by gangsters on the steps of the courthouse.
Why would they do that?
Guess they didn't approve of my burning down their speakeasy.
Very funny, Doc. Maybe now we should come up with a plan.
A plan, right. But what?
Why don't I take the DeLorean, go back in time before you were arrested, and stop you from getting caught in the first place?
Don't even think about it. Without my unjust incarceration, the events that sent you into the past might never happen, resulting in a paradox of continuum-shattering proportions.
Jeez, we've been back together for 5 minutes, Doc, and you're already talking about the end of the universe. I've missed that.
Don't be ridiculous, Marty. I was only referring to the end of the universe as we know it.
Well, I suppose I could just get some dynamite and break you out of jail.
No, that's far too dangerous. Not just to me, but to random innocent people in the past. The repercussions could be... That's it!
What's it?
My rocket-powered drill.
You have a rocket-powered drill?
Not yet. I haven't built it yet.
You've lost me, Doc.
Listen, a few months ago, my 17-year-old self sent in a patent application for a rocket-powered drill. I abandoned the project after I never heard back from the patent office, but the prototype should be nearly complete.
Great, I'll just run back to your lab and...
No, I said nearly complete. You'll need me to help you finish it.
How the hell am I supposed to sneak a half-finished rocket-powered drill into your cell?
Not me. 1931 me.
Wait a minute, Doc. You want me to convince your 1931 self to build a rocket-powered drill to break you out of jail?
Precisely.
Okay, let's say I go along with this crazy idea. Where can I find you? I mean, the other you.
How should I know? It was over 50 years ago. Why don't you go over to the soup kitchen next door and give my house a call? They'll know where to find me.
Soup kitchen. Got it.
Just stay away from the soup. It'll cause irreparable damage to your digestive system.
I guess I better get started. Don't worry, Doc. I'll get you out of here in no time.
I'm not worried. Once you and my younger self put your heads together, you'll be unstoppable.
So we're gonna meet the, I don't know, 17, 18-year-old Doc. I think he's 17. But we have to go to the soup kitchen and call Doc's house to figure out where he is. See, the young Doc Brown. An old soup kitchen.
McFly!
Biff?
Kid!
Grandpa?
That's Mr. Tannen to you, Artie. What are you doing out here?
Well, I was getting kind of hungry, so I figured I'd come down here for some free soup.
Just thought I'd come down for some soup. Think, McFly. The DA's throwing around subpoenas like Babe Ruth.
I don't think Ruth's a pitcher anymore.
Shut it. If one of those subpoenas landed in the hands of my number cruncher, I'd be in a whole lot of trouble. I could even get sent up the river. You
So yeah,
wouldn't want
that's
that, would you?
Biff Tannen's father, Kid Tannen. And
Would
Marty
you?
McFly's grandfather,
No,
Arthur
of course
McFly.
not, kid.
All right. That's better. What are you
Because
looking
we know how
at,
these
punk?
movies work. We always have to meet the ancestor of
on the
Marty
soup.
and the ancestor of Biff.
Well,
Well, what?
what are you still doing here?
Sorry, kid. I'll just run back to the safe house.
You do that. And McFly,
Yes?
that hat's too flashy. You better let me hold on to it. Now scram!
You got it, boss.
And don't come out until I give you the all clear. I swear, if even one of you mooks could add 2 + 2 without your fingers, I'd dump that wimp into the lake. Hey, anyway, I'm off to make myself irresistible. Don't let anyone burn down the shop while I'm gone.
That door could have been rendered better. It was completely, like, flat, if you notice that. Anyway, we'll call Doc, young Doc Brown's house.
Brown residence.
Hi. Do you know where I could find Emmett Brown?
Young Master Brown is currently tending to his clerking duties at the courthouse. Who may I say is calling?
The courthouse? Doc never told me he worked at the courthouse.
So we'll head to the courthouse. Come on, Marty, walk properly. There we go. So off to the courthouse. Come on. And my ear itches again. Like it always does when I'm trying to record my Let's Plays.
Young Doc's in the courthouse. I hope I'll be able to recognize him.
Here we go.
Don't touch those.
And there he is.
Sensitive legal documents.
Young Doc Brown.
Handle them, but sworn officers of the court. Judge Brown says so.
Judge Brown? Doc. Nice to meet you. I'm Michael, Corleone.
Emmett Brown. But I am a law clerk, not a doctor. Now please get out of my way. I have important business to transact. Naturally, H2A multiplied by the inversion of H has to come out less.
Listen, Emmett, you don't know me, but I'm your friend.
I'm not big on friends. They get in the way of work.
What's this important business you're up to?
It's a legal matter, very complicated, very abstruse. I need to obtain 5 sets of initials on every copy of this writ of indemnification before before Judge Brown can even think of granting a waiver to the party in the first part.
You have no idea what it's about, do you?
That's how important it is.
Come on, Doc. Emmett, drop the Legal Eagle Act. I got something more important for you to do.
Mr. Corleone, I'll have you know that the law is the very mortar that holds society together. And we in the legal profession are like brick masons building the edifice of the future.
Your dad tell you that?
Every morning.
Listen, I understand you're working on a new invention in your lab.
Invention? You must have me mixed up with somebody else. I'm in law. I have absolutely no interest in science. A multiplied by the inverse of A.
Come on, wait up a minute.
You again? Can't you see I'm busy?
See, I'm sort of in the science business myself. That's why I sought you out.
Not that I care in the least, because science is the furthest thing from my own area of interest, which is law, but I don't believe you.
It's true. I'm a scientist.
So tell me something, Mr. Scientist, from your vast storehouse of scientific knowledge.
The leg bone's connected to the thigh bone?
Amazing.
Okay, so you don't want your old man to know. That's fine. Listen, we all keep secrets. But I'm telling you, you can level with me about this science project of yours.
I am not a scientist. Go ahead, ask me what E equals.
What does E equal?
I have absolutely no idea. See? I don't know where you got your information from about me, mister, but you're wrong, wrong, wrong.
So we need to find some way to convince him.
Force equals mass times acceleration.
So we're gonna go to, back to old Doc Brown's cell. Over here. Marty will turn around for me. Right here.
Psst, Doc.
Marty, have you found my younger self yet?
Let's go ahead and talk to him about what he's been doing, because this will tell us where the DeLorean came from. This isn't a mandatory conversation, but it does give us more information.
Where have you been all this time? I missed you.
I've missed you too, Marty. But I thought it was important to let you live your own life for a while, free from the insanity of time travel.
I gotta admit, it was nice to not have my family history blowing up in my face for a few months.
Besides, I've been busy raising my own unpredictable teenagers.
So how are Clara and the kids?
They're fine, fine. Right now we're trying to decide where to send Jules and Vern to college. Clara prefers the 2020s, but I'm partial to the 1960s. We're planning on visiting you and Jennifer in 2011 soon.
Which is the year this game came out, 2011.
Forget I said anything.
Where'd the DeLorean come from? The last time I saw
Here we
it,
go.
was smashed to
This is
pieces
the
by a
explanation
train.
here.
It's a fantastic story. Do you remember when the DeLorean got struck by lightning in 1955?
Yeah?
Unbeknownst to either of us, the lightning produced a temporal duplicate of the time machine, one that was tossed 70 years into the future.
What?
I found out about it during a trip to 2025 and recovered it just in time to stop Griff Tannen from vandalizing the time stream.
Heavy. So that DeLorean...
It's for all intents and purposes the exact same machine as the original. Plus or minus little bells and whistles I've added over the years, of course.
How'd you wind up in jail in 1931 anyway?
During my trip to the past, I decided to look into one of Hill Valley's unsolved mysteries.
The fire at the speakeasy.
Exactly. I thought I was safely hidden across the street. But when the fire started, there was a tremendous explosion, and I was knocked unconscious by a stray brick. When I woke up, I was here in jail, charged with arson.
That's horrible.
I know. Worse yet, I still don't know who started the fire.
So now we can, talk to him about the younger
Well,
self.
I met your younger self.
Great.
And I gotta say, you're kind of uptight.
What?
You won't even talk to me.
I find that hard to believe. Tell me what happened.
I tried asking him about your rocket drill, but he says he's not a scientist.
What? What? Father.
What's he got to do with this?
In 1931, I was still deathly afraid of my father discovering the truth about my scientific predilections. So I carefully kept them under wraps, practicing science at odd hours, away from his prying eyes.
That sucks.
It sucked a lot. Fortunately, I eventually stood up to him, But right now, my younger self probably thinks you've been sent by my father to check up on me.
Why does your younger self mutter all the time?
Muttering? Why would I be muttering?
Because you'll remember he was muttering under his breath.
The Hill Valley Expo!
The expo?
Yes, the Expo. How could I have forgotten? In a few months, a younger me will put on a demonstration at the Hill Valley Exposition, my first public foray into the world of science. Everyone in town will be there, including a number of noted inventors who shaped my career.
So, it was a big success?
No, it was a miserable failure, but it was a spectacularly miserable failure. One which marked my transition from an amateur garage scientist into a professional seeker of truth.
What does this expo have to do with you muttering all the time?
When I was younger, I used to relieve stress by working on complex mathematical conundrums. No doubt my younger self is working on some impossible problem in an attempt to work off cerebral steam in the weeks before the exposition. What was I muttering about?
I don't know. H to the something when the inverse is something else. I'm not so good at equations.
That's too bad. I bet if we could solve my younger self's problem, he'd be more inclined to listen to you.
So what we can do
Let's
is...
talk about your younger self's problems later.
Okay, but don't forget we're on a bit of a deadline here.
Since we have that tape recorder, if you remember, we can record his muttering and play it for old Doc.